That was a trick question. All right, dude. So, what is your name, real quick?
Mark.
All right, Mark. What?
Williams.
All right. We're here at Riot Skatepark with Mark Williams. Decided to skate across all the states.
This is my 42nd Kentucky.
42nd state, stopping at Riot Skatepark in Kentucky. All right, how old are you?
26.
And where'd you grow up at?
Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Maryland. All right, man. What age were you when you had your first encounter with a skateboard? Like, what was your first experience with skateboarding like?
I started when I was 12, and it was because my older brother. I started rollerblading my first year.
Like,
but he was like, "Get off this.
Yeah.
Here's a board."
Yeah.
And then he was like my teacher. He taught me a lot.
It was like it was happening then, you know.
Yeah.
I mean? It was like, oh, rollerblade, what's this? You know, something new.
That was like before it like really died.
Yeah. How long you been skateboarding? Since what age? You said.
12.
12 years.
So, like I started right when 2000 started, so I just go with the years. So this is like my 14th year.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's when we started our skate park here, right when you started. So now you're here. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Has anyone like sponsored your trip or anything? Do you have anyone helping you out through your travels?
I've had a couple shop show support, like skate park at Tampa. They sent me a care package.
Cool.
It was waiting for me in Arizona.
That's awesome. So you showed up and there it was.
Yeah.
Huh?
And then Grand Agenda Skateboards, it's like a local company out of North Carolina. They showed support, sent me a board.
That's cool, man.
And then a couple skate shops I stop in at, and like bearings are like the things you go through like the most, especially like when I'm in rain.
Yeah.
So a lot of skate shops have been willing to just like give me bearings, which is really cool.
Well, I'll probably give some bearings too. So.
Besides that, though, like I had a shop sponsor back home in Olney, Maryland, which is like 15 minutes from Gaithersburg in our same county, Montgomery County, but they went under.
There's so many like non-skater-owned shops that are like these big corporate things that go across the United States and open up in every city. You know what I mean? Like these big mall stores and stuff, and it's really hard to keep rolling. What kind of bearings do you have? Just pretty much anything you can get? Bones?
Mostly
Swiss?
bones.
All right, man. Don't take the shields off. Leave them on there. All right. How many shoes have you worn out?
These are my 9th pair.
Oh, your 9th pair?
Yeah.
And what kind of shoes are you skating at?
I decided to just stick with Air Speeds.
Air Speeds. You know, Mike McGill owns that company. He invented the McTwist. He was an old Bones Brigade guy. Pal Peralta.
Can't go wrong.
And what about, have you had any injuries on the trip so far?
I just bust my elbow a lot.
Just elbow?
Just fall on some rocks.
So you're
it's always like the same
you're goofy-footed then?
I'm regular.
Oh, you are? I was thinking that'd be your leading elbow. You'd fall in.
But I switch up all the time.
Oh, really?
My legs get tired.
I was going to say, yeah, you could probably skate switch for a while, and you probably get real good at that just from this. You end up being able to skate both ways really good. What inspired you to do this trip, and where did you start?
I've worked 2 jobs like so many times, and I just got tired of it. Like, it's expensive, and I was just paying bills and just getting by. So I just decided to put everything on the line and go after to pursue my dream. So like I took my year's savings for expenses and came up with the concept of, you know, showing hard work.
Right.
On good skate days, I can average 60 miles a day comfortably.
Wow. That's crazy.
So I just like to show that hard work that I believe in, and that like built this country on hard work, but like
awesome,
not the direction it's going in, you know.
Yeah.
So like, it's more than just a shop too, and all. Like, my #1 cause is spread the Lord. Yeah. And then I got other things that like I'm really after too. Yeah, I just would average like 20 miles a day working these 2 jobs and putting all those hours in at work too. So I wanted to pursue in distance since I was skating so much, and then also go after what I really want to do with my life, which would be own a skate shop / pizza place, taking the 2 things I'm good at and making my career.
Bob Board, get us a free slice today. You know,
one guy that helped me out a lot, he said, shape the pizza in the shape of a board. Started this trip originally March 27th in White River Junction, Vermont.
What supplies do you bring with you as you're traveling? And did you do anything to prepare yourself for this before leaving?
Yeah, I went on 4 trips throughout last year, training for my big one, like the first one was like the hardest route I could find from my area, like the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Started Roslyn, Virginia, and I headed to Indiana, right there on the border, Richmond, Indiana.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I went from Roslyn, Virginia to Richmond, Indiana, going through 7 states in 3.5 days.
Wow.
And I skated a total of about 300 miles out of 500 on that trip.
Just driving 300 miles, people get annoyed and they're like, oh, driving in this car forever, it's taking so long, my butt's getting sore. It's like, dude, you're in a car, all you got to do is push on this pedal and you propel and you go, you know. Well, since you've been skating so much, you feel like you've lost any weight or gained any muscle or anything, or like?
I think I definitely gained muscle mass, but I don't lose any weight because I guess I burn it so quick. Right. I'm always hungry, so like I eat as quickly as I burn it.
Right. So how have the police treated you on your trips?
I get stopped a lot.
Really?
Like, I have a reflecting jacket and everything that I put over. It fits over my book bag. So, like, you know, it makes me seen at night. Or, like, shirts like this you noticed earlier.
Yeah. I was glad you got
this
that.
helps. It, like, lights up. A construction worker in New Mexico gave me this.
Nice.
Now it's, like, one of my favorite. It's got, like, a little
cool,
pocket, too, for your phone or whatever. Like, oh, I got an extra one. Here, you can have it. Still get people that call in on me at night. Just, what the hell is this skateboarder doing in the middle of the country?
Yeah.
So the cops will come, and then, like, most of the time, like, they want to get me to that town that I'm ending in, and mostly it's, like, 5 miles from that town out of, like, let's say, like, a 15-mile stretch. So what I'll end up doing, because, you know, they tell me this is how it's going to go, like, we're going to give you a ride. So like, on a stretch like that, I only keep track of exactly what I skate. So, like, that stretch would have been 10 miles I skated out of those 15.
Gotcha.
So, like, if you ever see that and it's at night, you can mostly guess that is because I had to get a cop ride. Sometimes they'll just stop on their own and not get the calls in. Right. It's been big enough shoulder, and, you know, they're cool with it and not that much traffic and all. So then I've had a couple that have drove, like, slowly behind me with their lights on to, like, light me up for, like, badass. 5-10 miles even.
So far, like, what is the nicest state you've been in? Like, the people, generally nice people, and what is the worst state you've been in? Like,
Colorado was the best.
Really?
Everybody there is just so humble, so willing to help, so friendly. Yeah, people helped me out, too. 60 miles from Denver still.
Wow.
And I got done that day, 65 miles. I forget when I started, but I ended at 6 in the morning. So I came into this diner, and I told them, like, what I was doing, and they were really cool. So, like, they fed me for free and everything, and then, like, without me even saying anything, they were, like, just cool with me laying down in their booth. So, like, after I ate, I passed out until, like, 9 in the morning, and then I had to, like, go on and keep skating, but, like, you know, not getting real sleep. I was just done. And I was able to stay with friends in Denver that I haven't seen in a while.
Oh, that's cool, too, man. You get to hook up with people you haven't seen. Because so many people, you're growing up and all your friends move away. So now you can actually be like, dude, I'm going to be there. Yeah. What's up? No excuse. Let's hang out. Yeah.
And it helps, like, so much. Like, anytime I can get put up, it helps so much with expenses. Because the most expensive thing is the hotel.
Right, definitely.
Like, sometimes I can run my paperwork by them, and depending on where it is or, like, who it is, they'll give me discounts to hotels. Right. And if they're really cool, I've even been able to, like, stay for free. I was in that state for, like, 10 days with a couple break days, too, because, like, just how big that state was and, like, the way I had to, you know, go up the Rockies and all. It was a hell of a lot of climbing. I'm up 10,857 feet of elevation, Wolf Creek Pass.
That's pretty insane.
Still remember all that numbers.
What happens when it rains, man? You just get wet and that's it? You just like,
I put a trash bag over my book bag and I'll keep getting it. I have a raincoat.
Yeah. So you probably got a soggy board then, huh?
Well, this board hasn't been in no rain. But
get some, remember those old bearing cover things that were called, what were those things called?
Rims.
Yeah, dude, rims. They'd actually work for you, you know, like, keep the water out. It's the most outrageous thing that's happening on this trip?
I guess I'd have to talk about the skate day down Salt River Canyon. It's in Arizona. It goes Sholo, Arizona to Globe, Arizona, and they call it the Baby Grand Canyon, but there ain't nothing baby about it. This thing's like 5% grade down, if you're familiar with like the percentage of grade. Like the smaller the number, the bigger the grade, the steeper. So this thing was like this steep, going down, curving around canyons. And, like, I got to constantly look behind me or in front of me for cars coming, like, both ways, going down these windy canyons. So I'm, like, power sliding the whole time. I put a hole in a pair of shoes just on that canyon alone. Going down was, like, the best skate and the best views of my life. Like, the views there were beautiful. The best place I've ever been to. I got down by nightfall. I started this day at, like, 10:30 in the morning. I got down the canyon at nightfall. It was like 9 o'clock. Then if you look in the map, this thing zigzags like this. And when it zigzags is when you have to walk up the 5% grade. So it took me 4 hours from 9 to 1 in the morning to walk up. And someone even stopped and was like, hey, this is too much, like, I'll give you a ride. And I'm like, nah, there's no way I went down this thing and I'm not walking up. Like, you know, I wanted to conquer it. Then, like, once you get to the bottom of that, then it was just, like, the slightest up forever. And since, like, the sun was starting to come up, I just started sitting down, like, nodding off on guardrails and stuff. Like, slowly just keep walking up this slight slant, just enough to, like, mess with you, not to, like, really be able to skate. But I ended up getting 73 miles out of 87 on that stretch.
That's pretty badass.
In the last 14 miles, like, someone seen me nodding off at the guardrail, so they were like, oh, we go to Globe. There was some Spanish group. So the Spanish guy's like, oh, we go to Globe. Come on, we give you a ride. Oh, well, we can take you to Phoenix. But first, we got to get our windows tinted. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I'm going off no sleep. And I didn't want to, like, I was going to, like, get a hotel there or something, get a couple hours of sleep and still have to skate within that same day that, like, you know, I skated through the night into the next day. It would have been hard. So, like, when he offered me to get to Phoenix, I was like, all right, break day. Like, because I had a friend in Mesa, so, unfortunately, he couldn't just give me the Mesa. I had to go to the damn window tinting first. And then that shit took forever. And I'm, like, sleeping in the bed of the truck. And then he finally was done, like, 2 hours later. And then I finally was able to get to my friend's house and just sleep.
Well, I'm glad you have that shirt on. That makes me happy. Because that's one thing I was thinking in my mind. Like, man, like, this dude can get hit by a car or something. Man, it'd be horrible, you know? Be like the last post we see is someone with your phone going, this dude's dead, you know, like what the hell, man.
And then I always say, like, every single road's different. I don't always know what, like, I'm getting into if I haven't been in these places. So, like, for instance, like, small shoulder and good amount of traffic, I can only ride when no cars are coming. Just depends. Or, like, you know, no shoulder roads and it's at night, less traffic. You're switching lanes just to keep skating. 18-wheelers, for instance, they don't care. They'll come this close to you.
Have you seen any unexplained things on your trips? Like any weird experiences, like, you know, like from maybe sleep deprivation or just like weird things you can't explain, you know, or anything?
I guess like a couple unidentified items in the sky at night sometimes. You'd be like, what the fuck? I can't identify it. I don't know what it is. Or just being in, like, sketchy parts, like an Indian reserve, that is skating 50 miles to the next Indian reserve in the middle of the night. Yeah, I was able to stay with a skater in this first Indian reserve. Probably met, like, the only skater in that Indian reserve. But, like, he was like, yeah, it's probably safer if you stay with me instead of going through skating at night. Really cool, too, like, I end up meeting these skaters that's been following me on Instagram, like Alex, for instance. Like, we've never met, but we both know
what's going on,
each other from Instagram and stuff. And then, like, I even had a friend in New Orleans that was the same way. So, like, they hit me up, like, right when I'm, like, you know, at the right time, and then like we get to meet and hang out, and then like they help me.
All right, do you plan on finding Bigfoot on this trip?
I've seen a lot of dead roadkill, which is nasty as shit. You just put your
yeah.
shirt over your nose and skate faster, so that shit,
because it reeks. What does your family and friends think about this trip? Like, just your family members and friends and stuff like that. What are they saying about it?
They all support, but I did give up, like I say, just everything where home was for what I do. Like, for instance, I had to give up a 4-year relationship with, you know, my best relationship ever, you know? So, like, it was pretty hard, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I guess we broke up for somewhat of the right reasons or whatever.
Right.
And then there was a 2-year lease up that was up in June, and I left in March, so I got out of that early. Took my year of savings. I quit that job I had, which was a well-paying job.
Yeah.
And I sold the car I had, and then
I just did it.
Put my stuff in storage. Started calling the country my home.
Yeah. That's awesome. Has that person contacted you at all since you've been on the trip? Who was in a relationship with?
We talk here and there, but it brings back feelings, so we don't talk too much.
All right, which brings me to my next question. Have you been late on your trip?
I haven't.
You have not? I was going to say, and if so, how many times? Ladies, come on. What's up? Look this man up. He's on the road. He's hungry, tired and horny and hungry. At this point, you've been on your board so long, do you pretty much feel like your skateboard is like part of you now? Like just part of your being, you know what I mean? Like
I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Right. Yeah.
And like 7 states have given me what I end up calling unskateable ground.
Yeah.
Especially with like hard wheels and street style skateboards. Like literally they just throw rocks on asphalt and it's just so rough that you can't skate. Or, you know, you try, you don't move, and the vibration is just not worth it. So like you start walking and it kills your time. Because instead of like, you know, average like 6 miles per se an hour, you can only average about 2 or 3 walking. So it kills your time and all, and that's when like you actually feel it because you're on your feet on rough ground and it's hurting. Yeah. But when I actually skate and I'm on the board and all, like, you know, it's nothing. I just get so used to it that I don't get sore from distance or anything anymore. Yeah. I'll get sore if I like enter a competition or like skated down a set of stairs in New Orleans one day, and then like the next day like I didn't even get any miles in because my damn inner thighs were sore. So it's almost like your legs have been trained to just go distance now. You know what I mean? That's what I was also going to ask you. Have you been skateboarding in different states as well as getting distance, or are you mainly just trying to go with the distance? For the most part, it's distance because like the days that, you know, I'm averaging these 60 miles a day, that's like a 12-hour day. It's pretty intense to where, like, you don't always want to skate. What types of foods do you eat? Do you eat any specific types of foods or drinks or anything? I just mostly try to go to, like, independently owned places because, like, they're more likely to help me out. Crazy, isn't it? The people with the less money help you out. The corporate places, they don't get out of here. They're like, oh, we can't help. Exactly. It's pretty rough. We can't do nothing like that. But, like, if it's independently owned, because, like, you know, those are the people that worked for where they're at. Yeah. Like, they've been through some kind of struggle. Like, those are the kind of people that help me on my journeys. Yeah. I cut out fast food and all that nasty crap. It's like, changed, so your diet's changed throughout the trip? I can't do that. Have to go poop in the woods somewhere. You're like, oh man. Do you carry toilet paper with you in your backpack? Yeah. Oh, that McDonald's, no more, never again. In what way do you keep track of all your distances on your travels? How are you, like, is there a specific way you're keeping track of the mileage, or are you just reading street signs or maps? Or how I document it all is I take pictures of city welcome signs to city welcome signs, and then I break down my times and miles. So, like, for instance, leaving Louisville to St. Matthews was 6 miles. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'll say both of those towns, like, Louisville to St. Matthews, and then I'll say 6 miles, and then I'll give you a starting time. that was like 6 in the morning. Break days 40 miles or less, skate day 40 miles or more.
Okay.
And I'm currently, I think, at like 94 skate days and 90 break days. Like, I still say I work on my break days, but it's just not as much because it's 40 miles or less, and it's not nearly, you know, compared to like what a skate day is.
Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees? Which one?
Jason.
Jason? Oh, man. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Drink anything like coffee or energy drinks or anything like that to stay up, or just...
I drink coffee probably almost every morning.
Coffee? Okay.
Gets me started. And then you got your sports drink throughout the day. You got a Camelback that holds a gallon of water. But, like, you got all that, like, constant, and then, like...
And you're carrying all that, too,
power bars, too. Yeah, I got it all in a book bag.
Do you listen to any music or anything? You have headphones or anything like that? Or do you feel like it's unsafe?
I listen to Pandora sometimes, just, like, on speaker. Like, that's why, like, a shirt like this comes in handy. I just flap it in here.
So you just, like, charge up your phone at random places where you can find outlets and stuff like that? What type of music do you like? What type of... Any certain kind of music, or is it a variety, or...
Mostly like some classic rock and like some Black Sabbath is good.
There you go. Cool. Yeah. We're down with that. What people in your life, like, or just who inspires you in your life? Like, you know, since you've been young to now, like different people that are alive, people that have died, just anyone that's a good inspiration for you.
Biggest inspiration to me would be my nanny, my last and closest grandparent. Like, she went through just anything and everything you can think of. So when it comes to like strength and like willpower and all, I just constantly like look up to her because like I just feel like I got all that from her because I seen how she fought with what she fought with, and like, you know, how long she lived and how long she fought to live, you know.
What is a skateboard?
What is a skateboard?
Yeah, what is a skateboard?
It's a way of life. Like it's a hobby or something, or some will try to consider it a sport, and like kind of the direction with like street league or something. It's kind of trying to go into that, or there's talk like there's trying to get into the Olympics or something. But to me, it's just a way of life, and you are like one with your skateboard. Definitely. You know, like Laird Hamilton says, like he's one with the ocean. Like we're one with the streets. Exactly. You know.
Very good answer, man.
That's how I feel.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming in, and we're gonna help you out a little bit, whatever we can do for you, and we'll definitely stay in touch. We'll put this video up that people can donate and help him on his travels. Don't be scared to help Skaters for Skaters. All right, man. Nice meeting you.
I appreciate it.